artichoke. Okay, so hi y'all. Let's go through my budget for February 15th through the 31st. Let me actually clear this out for expected. So essentially what I expect to get this pay period, or what I expected to get, because it's actually after the 15th, which is a rookie mistake. You want to make sure that you do create your budget prior to getting paid. However, I'm a little OG, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. So in my head, I already have things categorized, but it's okay. I'm gonna go through it, actually doing the actuals as well, to give you some more insight in what this process looks like using my specific budget. So I expected $1,660. Side hustle, I wasn't essentially expecting too much. This actually should have been maybe like $100. And then other income, $50 is what I was expecting, for a total of $1,810. So as you see here, all I did was copied or duplicated the same categories from January 15th's budget, because typically things stay the same. And then I just, made sure the actuals were clear, because we don't know what my actuals were. So my mortgage is always the $344. Tithing would be 10% of this. Disney is the $91.25. AADC is my alma mater's alum group, which is $84. Netflix, $13.99, which I think I have to up because they went up in their price a little bit. And then Spectrum is the $49.99. So everything here in the fixed expenses are expenses that are always the same every month, no matter what. And although Netflix did change this particular month, typically it doesn't change. So I will have to up that when it comes to the actual. Groceries, all that good stuff, and my sinking funds under savings. So the first thing I want to do is change in my varied expenses. Now again, variable expenses are things that change based off of what's going on in your life. So my grocery budget changes all the time. My eating out budget changes as well. So y'all know I was on a low spend where I didn't want to spend more than $50 eating out, except special occasions. And if there were special occasions, I budgeted for that. However, I will be going now to North Carolina on Saturday. So for a week, Saturday to Saturday, super last minute. So I do want to give myself some room here in eating out. So let's see how much money I have left over. So $500. So I'm gonna make eating out $150. It is going to be a road trip, y'all. I do not road trip. I have not taken a road trip since I was like 7 to 5 years, to be honest. So that should be a thing. So when it comes to gas, I actually want to up this to, okay. So I did the miles. It's about 700 miles. My car, when you fill it up, gets close to 400 miles. So basically I should be able to fill up twice to get there, and then twice to get back, which is 4 times. So 90 plus 90 is 180. I want to give myself a little bit more wiggle room there. So I'm going to do $225 for gas, just because I'd rather be over budget. And again, this kind of auto calculates. Easy Pass, I'm also gonna up to $100, just because I don't know what to expect. When I looked on Waze going to North Carolina, to the part that I'm going, it said that it was about $36 altogether for toll. I'm just gonna overshoot just in case. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So actually let me make this $125, because coming back might be more expensive than going. So just to be safe. So this leaves me with $140. So we have eating out, groceries, gas, Easy Pass, car fund 50, hair 50, birthdays 25, household 25. I want to up travel to 100, cosmetics 25, self-care 35, and miscellaneous 35, which leaves me with a total of $90. I do have an extra expense. I'm trying to think any extra expenses that I have off the top of my head. Actually, I do owe some money on my credit card bill. So let me quickly check that. All right, so my extra expense, which is gonna take me over budget, is my credit card, which I owe $130.61 on that credit card. So this brings me over budget by $39.84. So I need to go back in and change something. So cosmetics, I actually just went out and bought some stuff for like my body and face wash and all that stuff for skincare. So I'm gonna put that at 0. And then that leaves me at 14. So I'm gonna make birthdays 15 for now. All right, that brings me to -4. So we're gonna actually go to birthdays to 10 for the sinking fund. All right, so that brings me to $16. So this is what I am going to budget for right now. I have fully done my $500 for February, so that is why I didn't put any money towards that, at least in this original budget. I only had $100 budgeted for side hustle. But like I said, I'm a little late in doing this. Therefore, I'm gonna actually do some of the actuals right now and put in those amounts because it's okay, life happens. So let me go ahead and put those amounts in and then we can go from there. Okay, so now we're gonna put in the actual amounts for this pay period. So I did some coverages and had a little extra money, which is really nice because if you notice, the total amount left after like my mortgage and everything and all this stuff is $1,060, which is really, really nice. But if you go back for the first half of February, or the first half of any month really, you'll see that my total expenses is $1,500 for my fixed expenses, when my paycheck without any extra income would be $1,660. So literally leaving me with an extra $100 and something. So pointing that out just to say it's really important that I make as much extra income as possible outside of, because I max out my 403B and then started contributing to my 457, that I have to be really, really diligent about what I'm spending my money on and how I'm budgeting in order to ensure that I have enough room to live my life and to be comfortable. So just pointing that out. So with that being said, let's keep on going in this process. So again, this just gives me an extra room. So for actual, it's giving me, $1,000 to work with, which is really, really, really nice. Okay, so side hustle, it ended up being $327.27. It's so funny. And other income, I did have some extra money in Cash App, which I was reimbursed or paid for something that happened last month that I didn't include. So I'm just gonna add that into other income right now and just see what we have to work with. So as I'm going through this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer the $344 into my mortgage account right now. Tithing 166. And then I always forget to go back and adjust for what the actual number is. So that would actually be $219 that I would have to tithe for. So I need to go back and do that math to see what the difference is. Disney, I did not pay it, so I'm not going to put that in. AADC, I'm going to do right now. Netflix, I'm not sure what that total is. And then Spectrum, I have to do. Groceries, I did not spend anything yet. Eating out, I did not spend anything yet. I am going to go to the bank tomorrow and, well, in the morning, and pull out the actual money. And once I do that, I'll fill out this for actual. Same thing with gas and Easy Pass. Everything the same here as well for when I'll fill in the actual for car fund, hair, birthdays, households, etc., etc. Okay, so I actually just paid this as well on my phone. And let's scroll down. So amount left is $1,415. We know that once I do all of these things, that's going to look a little bit different because the total here is $625. Now, something that I didn't include, which I needed to include, is my Con Ed that I just completely forgot to handle. So I think I owe like $131. Thankfully, I didn't get a late fee, so I need to pay that. Oops, this should go under zero because I didn't budget for that, but I need to actually pay that. So that will be $131 for Con Ed. So obviously that would have sent me way over, and it was a mishap on my end because when I duplicated my budget, I didn't have Con Ed in my variable expenses because I just paid it off far enough in advance. So I completely forgot about that bill, but now that it's here, it'll be here to stay. Luckily, I have a little bit of wiggle room to help me with my ratchetivities. Also, for travel, I am going to up this for the actual. Instead of it being $100, I'm going to make this $150, just to give me a little bit more space for this vacation that I just decided to book. So we are going to stay a week in Charlotte, and one day we're going to spend at my grandmother's. The other 6 days we got an Airbnb. So the total trip for the Airbnb came down to $1,099 for the total stay. It's like a 2-bedroom oasis and beautiful backyard, all the things that we need to be, happy and satisfied. I did not have that much of my sinking funds for travel. As you all know, I had $200 in there. So I was like, okay, well, where could I get this money from? I knew I was going to put another $100 in for travel because that was a envelope that I wanted to prioritize. And I do have an upcoming speaking gig, which I will get some extra income for, that I was like, all right, I'll just pay for the Airbnb there. Y'all, this is why I say travel credit cards are a perk. So with my cash back that I get to pay myself back through the Chase Sapphire Rewards, right now they're doing a 25% extra back on Airbnb. So once it's all said and done with my points, I will only have to pay $301.02 for a week vacation for our stay. And I'm just so excited because after I add in this money to my sinking funds, I'll have enough to fully pay for that. Like, I'm just so excited to get away. I feel so often people make you feel like not less than, I don't think that's the proper word, but it's like a negative, I feel like there's a negative connotation when it comes to budgeting, like, oh, you don't live a life of luxury, or, oh, I wouldn't want to deal with the stress. But at the end of the day, like, because of my frugal mindset, I was able to save $700 as well as really get to spend some time with my family. I'm bringing RD. This is going to be my treat for him. He does so much for me and is so good to me, and actually tried to fight me on this, but I wanted to make sure that this was my trip. And it's really nice to be able to do all the things and experience everything without the burden of going into debt or worrying about how I'm going to pay for things. But it just requires me to get kind of creative and to optimize my money and my time. So $1,000, right? I was going to spend the money anyway because I get to visit a church. RD and I finally get to cross off doing a road trip together. And he gets to meet my grandmother, everything with COVID. So it's like 3 phenomenal things that I get to do for $1,000, as well as visit a new city together. So really 4 incredible things that I get to do for $1,000. That is 100% worth it. Like not even a second thought. Granted, it always is going to come out to a little bit more because again, we're going to be eating out, we're getting groceries, gas, Easy Pass, all that stuff, right? Cool. But the shelter, which is, really important, is covered for $1,000. That is so worth it. But then when you use those points, and literally I'm doing that for $300, so literally the whole trip, not just the shelter, the whole trip will be probably $1,000. You cannot beat that. All of those great experiences that will last a lifetime. I'm just super excited and super thankful and just super blessed by God's favor to be able to do all the things that I want to do. And it might look different, and it causes me to have different disciplines, right? Like low spend challenges or saying no to certain things. But in the things that I really value and really look forward to, I get to spend money in those categories and make memories for things that matter to me. So all that to say, personal finance, budgeting, all these things really have opened my eyes to new possibilities, and this freedom and this excitement is just something that I hope you all get to experience. And I'm so excited I get to share my journey with you. After tomorrow, I will fill out the rest of my actuals so that we can see what everything came out to, and just math around a little bit in that way. So in the meantime, in between time, stay blessed and stick to your budget. And thank you for spending time with me tonight. Y'all, it is 11:46, so I got this done before midnight, which is exciting. But here we are. This is what it's looking like. Again, this pay period forgot about Con Ed, so I would have been over budget if it wasn't for my extra income. I also might throw some more money at my Roth IRA. So far, I've put $650 towards it, which exceeded my $500 mark. So that's why this extra income I didn't really put toward my Roth. But depending on how much I have left after actual and I pull out for my sinking funds, we'll see how much we have left. So I'll add that piece on as well. So yeah. Good night, y'all. Thank you.